Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to our presentation today. My name is Sinan Kongnun. I will be your MC for today's meeting. Our presentation this morning concerns problem of online learning. You probably know that online learning has a lot of effect on learning over the past 2 years. Even though right now we have on-site classes, but online learning still exists in some classes too, and it's still a problem until now. So that is a reason why we will discuss on this presentation. We have divided our presentation into two parts. First, we are going to look at the internet and devices issue, and then we'll move on to health and mental issue. Now, we will start with the first topic, is internet and devices issue by Ms. Sasitan.
Thank you, Mr. Yunan. Okay, everyone. The first topic we like to focus on is the internet and devices issue. The internet and devices isn't a big issue for high school and above, but for preschooler or middle childhood, that's a whole different story. Many kids can't use devices properly and they can't solve the problem by themselves. That's the reason why they need help from adults. They should also be trained in the use of electronic devices as well. Another big issue is that many Thai students in the countryside don't have their own computers or mobile phone, including no internet signal that's stable enough to study. As you can see from this picture, this is an example of Thai students that need to study in the field because there was no internet signal at home. This picture went viral and many people want to help her. And finally, the TOT internet company offered her a free Wi-Fi and solve this problem. But this isn't enough because many students have the same problem as her. Therefore, many poor students drop out of the education system. According to the statistic from the Ministry of Education, about 239,000 students dropped out of the education system in 2021. For a solution, poor students can apply for a scholarship or student loan. But most importantly, the government must seriously solve this problem. And that's all I have to say about the internet and devices issue.
Alright, let me introduce myself first. My name is Jirawat Jamaun. Today, I'm going to talk about health and mental issue. But first, let me start with health issue. In the 2020, there is a pandemic called COVID-19 spread around the world. All of the students have to attend the class by online classroom with their phone or their computer. And yes, they have to study without moving their body for around 6 hours a day. And they will do this every day until they can go to school and before. And from here, this is a warning that they are going to face some unavoidable problems. According to research of Assistant Professor Dr. P. Yawat Kietwongsa, it points out that many students had suffered many things from online learning, such as some of them have problems with eye, some of them have problems about backache. Many students have gained weight because uh, they don't eat on time and their lack of exercise or activities. In addition, the research also showed that students in preschool and primary school were at higher risk about fat and bone disease than the others because they have to adapt the online study. With all of this, it will definitely affect their body in the long term. For solution, it's really easy, but it also up to the family too. The parents should they decide to work on some exercise or activity around 1 or 2 hours per day. And when they have health issue, then they have go to see a doctor suddenly before it will be late. And that's all about health issue.
Thank you, Mr. Chirawat. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Thanekon Chamjit, and I am the person in charge of the topic mental issue. Many students nowadays can really communicate probably because they spend most of their time on their phone, which is why they become quite aggressive when their parents try to take their phone away. Some of them even change their behavior completely upside down, and this change can become quite serious in mental issue in the future. Mental issue is a common thing we have nowadays, even with the children. This is a big problem that happens to everyone, no matter how old you are, but especially with those who study online. Many students get burned out by study online because they don't have to participate with others so much, which is why it can lead to a mental issue we call ADHD or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or what we call โรคสมาธิสั้น in Thailand. ADHD is a common mental issue that happened to the children in 2020. They can focus on anything for too long. That directly affect their grade. Because they don't like to study online, and with online classes they can swap to play a game anytime in the middle of the class and teacher even don't know. For an high school or collegian, we also have a mental issue called depression. It's mental issue that make an adult or children feel bad about everything and sad all the time, which can be lead to suicidal if they don't have treatment correctly. For the solution, just like what Mr. Chirawat said, family is important. Giving positive energy to from your family is also good choice. Or you can just find some outdoor activity and do it together with your family. But for some case it needs to be done by therapy who professional in mental issue. And that's all about mental issue. And now I am giving this day back to Ms. Sirinan.
To conclude our presentation, as for internet devices, most of them had a problem with young children, bad internet and no devices. That is the reason why many children are dropped out of the education system. Health and mental issue is affect the development and learning of our age.